Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours, and just wanted to share a passage from the Mystic Path of Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. And this section is your 4 golden keys. And it says, yes, there will be times when we get weary. Our studies, books, and seeking may sometimes seem futile. Expect this to happen. It happens to everyone on the path. For one thing, we are governed by the principle of alternating effort and relaxation. A change of pace is necessary for refreshment. When tiredness or discouragement sets in, don't be upset. Quietly set down the book aside and have some tea and cake. So it pretty much is going further on the message from yesterday and the enjoyment of life. Quietly set down the book and have some tea and cake. Have no fear in doing this. If the intention is right, we are naturally drawn back to it again, to our studies, revived and ready for the next upward step. All we need is a decision to seek the light. When that is done, all else is done for us. The first step toward harmonizing with the universal law is to hear of them. Let me present 4 simple and basic steps that will help you. So the 4 golden keys are: 1. A sincere desire for inner change. Self-transformation begins from the moment we earnestly wish to be a different kind of person. Number 2 is contact with a workable principle. We must connect ourselves with some source of genuine help, perhaps a book, or an enlightened teacher, or with our own inner light. Self-honesty. We must heroically face the facts about ourselves, even if it's disturbing, in order to break the chains. Persistence. With endurance, happiness comes gradually, but definitely, like a blinking light that finally glows permanently. So, number 1, a sincere desire for inner change. And really that's the first and greatest step in all of our paths, when we do realize that the greatest of changes and the greatest impact that we can have on this earth, on all of our humanity, is to go within, to seek that change in ourselves, to be the change that we wish to see in the world. And that is what changes the world. That's what changes our dream and our reality, is when we make that intention, because the intention sets the direction for everything in our lives. So when we have this intention to go within and to seek the answers within, is when it's, this whole catalyst for change begins. Because we have the intention, we are seeking this self-transformation, and we're taking responsibility for that self-transformation, because nothing outside of us has that ability to change us. And to contact with workable principles. So what source can offer you genuine help? And this can come through in so many ways. I know for myself, I am continually seeking help within myself, but also asking the universe to present these teachers or things that I can learn from. And, oftentimes I'll just, I'll scroll through my YouTube, or I'll listen to, one of my favorite channelers is Lee Carroll and Cryon, because, they're part of my soul family, and I have no doubt of that. And since they've been brought into my life, I do listen to it a lot for guidance, and just, seeking out different healers, and, asking the universe to present people on my path that can help me and that I will resonate with. and then, you know, taking what I can from these things. Because you know, we have to decide for ourselves what will work for us on our path, and to make that choice to, you know, what is the truth for us, what is the truth in our belief system. And we can get that in so many ways, through so many avenues. And, you know, I grew up and my parents were Christians, and I was a Christian for a while, and I still use parts of Christianity, and I still have this relationship, you know, with Jesus, because we meet in the spiritual realm, and we have a friendship, and I don't have to believe everything, you know, necessarily that Christians do to have this relationship with Jesus. I also have a relationship with Muhammad and with Kuan Yin. Like, these are people, masters that I have communion with, and who I'm building this friendship with, but I don't necessarily have the same relationship as in, you know, the worldly views of these religions or paths that these, you know, that the teachings were told of these individuals. Because my relationship with them is personal. It's my path. It's my choice to believe and to get to know them on a different level, not on the earthly level. And also to use that in this 3D realm, to be able to, you know, be on my path. And so these are some of my teachers that I've connected with and who I'm growing a relationship with. And, you know, we can look for the answers within ourselves, but also to, you know, ask the universe to guide us to places that we can find the answers that we are seeking, and to help us along our path. And the next one is self-honesty. We must heroically face the facts about ourselves, even if they're disturbing, in order to break the chains. And a while back in one of my, you know, first, I don't remember what video, but I was talking about releasing trauma and facing the parts of me, not only in this life, but other lives that I thought were super dark. And I didn't necessarily want that to be part of me. But it needs to be, and it needed to be part of me, and I needed to go through those experiences so that I could be in this form, in this expression of the divine, so I could be me, so that I could be Thacia Northy in this expression of the divine this time. I needed to be all of those things that, you know, I didn't necessarily want to, you know, be associated with. You know, there were some dark, you know, demonic presences and lifetimes and associations and just some deep fears that I used to have that, you know, that just kept me in spaces that I didn't want to be. But once I recognized them, and, you know, as I began to continually, like, look at them and be present with them, I think the more that I do that I can integrate that into me and accept those parts of me, accept the parts of me that, you know, couldn't tell the truth, had to continually lie. You know, accept the parts of me that used to want to drink all the time, and that I just justified because I didn't understand it. And I just wanted to run and hide from the pain. And I am grateful for all those experiences now. And can find love and joy in all parts of me. Because if I didn't have any of those other parts, I wouldn't have this part. I wouldn't be the expression of the divine that I am now. And I'm grateful for this expression. I'm grateful for all those expressions. Those, you know, and those are just a few. But there was a lot of darkness. But if I didn't have all of that darkness, I wouldn't have all of this light. I wouldn't have all of this realization, this beauty, and the magnificence of who I am. And if each one of you didn't have all of your darkness, you wouldn't have the magnificence of who you are. You wouldn't realize that. And when we can love those parts and integrate those parts, it doesn't mean you have to hang on to them and live in these fearful spots. It means that integration is you are recognizing this moment, you are looking at it, you are loving it, you are letting it go, and you are integrating it so that you can be balanced. You can be this beautiful perfection that you were sent here to be. You know, a while back I was doing this healing, and that was the message that I kept getting. It was, be the human that you were sent here to be. And then I just kept repeating, I needed you to be you. I needed you to be you. And it was a message that not only did I need to be me, but that we all needed to be who we are. And that's all we've ever needed to be, is ourselves. And to just remember our magnificence and to be nothing else. Just be. Because there is nothing that any of us has to do or be to deserve our birthright of magnificence and holiness and divine connection. Because it's never lost. It's always there. We are always connected. We are always within ourselves, divine. And so we just need to be. And with that, just have that self-honesty to accept every part of you and to acknowledge it. Acknowledge the parts that you don't want to be. But acknowledge them and love them and thank them and integrate them so that you can be balanced. Because it's the yin and yang of this world, of this existence, is the duality of light and dark, and the balance of that duality. And when we can have this balance and acceptance it's a key to unlocking the door to who we are, this divine beauty that is in us always. And then number 4 is persistence. With endurance, happiness comes gradually, but definitely, like a blinking light that finally glows permanently. So, as he was saying earlier, give yourself permission to take breaks and to relax and have some tea and cake and enjoy yourself, like I was talking about yesterday. Enjoy this journey. Give yourself permission to stay up all night and be dancing and just enjoying the existence that we have here on earth. Once you get into this, I don't know how to word it, spiritual path, because we're always on a spiritual path. It doesn't, but in basically finding your way home to your heart, home to who you are, we need to relax. And even in this persistence, it comes gradually. It's saying, yes, it's coming. Yes, seek out the truth for your path, but also take breaks and allow yourself to relax and enjoy yourself and love yourself and give yourself freedom to enjoy everything around you in your life, your family, your friends, the fun activities. It's just the same as in, if you're working at your job and that's all you do is continually work and you're working overtime and then you don't have time to enjoy all the things that you're working for. It doesn't make any sense. So in that aspect, it's the same as in your path for life. If you're just continually doing all this spiritual work and not enjoying your actual existence, it's the same thing. And who is that going to benefit? If we don't enjoy it. And, like I was talking about yesterday, joy is where we can manifest like that, in that state of joy and pure love and acceptance. It goes like that. And so with persistence and endurance, it says it's like a blinking light that finally just glows permanently. So in my interpretation of that is to take these breaks and to allow it to, continue to blink until it just glows. And it's until you don't have to question the steps on your path. Because in those times with the blinking, when it's dark, maybe you can't see and you stumble. And when the light comes back on, then you can see and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, I got it. Like it gives you wisdom along your path in those dark areas because the light blinks on and then you see everything clearly. And then finally, instead of these, dark stumbling spaces, you become the light and it's continually on. And it's when you don't have to question anymore the steps on your path because you just see it clearly because the light is always on. And during the blinking phase, the light's always still on in here. It's just this integration phase of our ego and our mind and our spirit or our heart just coming in alignment for the light to stay on and it doesn't have to blink anymore. Because everything in you becomes in alignment, and you don't have to question, and you can use this all as one. You can use the mind, body, spirit as one thing. And our mind and ego it's not separate. It's just that they've built up these patterns to protect us and to what they think is to keep us safe. And that's okay. That was their job. But now we can learn to integrate everything into ourselves. So our ego, the mind, and the spirit, and everything can become one. And that's when your light stays on. And you can let go. And you can just trust that these steps on your path are the way. And we don't have to question anymore, and we don't have to stumble anymore. And it's just a pure, authentic connection and expression of your divineness. So I'm grateful for all of you joining me, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. And also in the description of the video are other ways that you can get a hold of me, and just know that you are eternally adored and loved at every moment. And I love you, and I appreciate you, and just want the best for you on your journey, and want to help you in any way that I can, because I believe in you, and I believe in my magic. So have a great day, and hope to see y'all back here tomorrow. Thank you.